when you think, oh my word, we're going to preach on finances for 4 weeks, no one's got to get saved, no one's got to get healed, it's going to be a downer, I don't even want to come, this is ridiculous. Why would you give 4 weeks to talk about this? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Because every generation has its vices, has its pull, its temptation, this tendency to just make us go after money. And the idea of making it rain is literally making it rain. And I mean, like, people want big money, big houses, nice cars, and yet it's not really raining money on most people.
Because when we don't have right understanding about truth, here's what happens. We formulate our own truth. And then when all we have to do is convince our mind or convince our emotion that it is right, or convince ourselves that it is biblical, and once we do that, we could be in trouble. Because we could be under the influence of false thinking. And walls go up, such as ignorance to the word, and not stupidity. Ignorance is you don't know what you don't know. Or fear. Or sometimes we give out of shame. We give out of guilt.
If we don't really want to change, it's just information. It's like churches across the United States right now who've been listening to the Bible for 30 years and saying, why don't we see revival? And it's because they're not practicing what they've been taught.
This message goes beyond tithing. This is about the heart. This message is really about our willingness to trust in Him with all that we have and all that we have to give. Because I want you to understand something. The miracle is in the motive, not in the money.
We have something to do, church. We have business to do, church. We have kingdom to bring, church. There are people in Fredericksburg who are lost, who are hopeless. There are people who need to hear about the love of God. Jesus told his disciples, we're those servants, church. He said, go make disciples. That is the business that we have been left. That is what we've been called to. That's what all this is about. All of this money is for the purpose of making disciples. Would you just be that steward who is shrewd and use whatever He's given you to be about the business of God?
Because God desires you to be His servant and you to be used, and you to use your time, your talent, and your tithe for Him. He just wants you to be a giver. He wants you to be generous. He has called you for great things. He wants you to amaze Him. And you do that strictly through obedience.